an upload on this channel. Crazy, right guys? Yo, what's good y'all? Villainous, back not from the dead, but from the Exert Addiction rabbit hole. Today we're just going to be doing an apparel speed art themed around none other than the dandy man himself, Slayer. I was inspired to do this after seeing the M.Strive collab, so I figured I'd make apparel for a real Guilty Gear character from a real Guilty Gear game. Enough rambling, let's get this show on the road. I started the design in Blender using Slayer's Exert model and referred to my mood board for posing ideas. I originally went for a pose scene in this fan art of Slayer here, so I started by resetting the bones and fixing the hair to match the game renders. I wonder what hair gel Slayer uses on me. Bro, how does he get his hair like that? After which I moved the arms down and started moving the pipe mesh along with the elbow, hand, waist, and mouth bones to align with the reference image I showed earlier. I'll let the video speak for itself until the first render is done. Alright, so after rendering, I decided to create another render using Slayer's in-game idle animation as a base, making a few of my own adjustments. Quite similar process to the first render, so again, I'm going to let the video speak for itself. Now that the Blender section is done, I open up Photoshop and grab the Black Market Hoodie mockup. Shout out to Black Market for real, but no, this isn't sponsored. I duplicate the project so I can keep the original file intact while making this apparel design its own PSD file. Before the recording of this video, I had cut out the Dandyism logo from Exert Slayer's decal texture and vectorized it, but I redid it to make sure it was clean. After which I imported it into Photoshop on the front side of the mockup. And then I got hit with both file could not be found and scratch disks are full errors in the same goddamn recording. Absolutely despise to see it. So, I ended up re-recording the Photoshop portion on a separate day after cleaning up some disk space. After redoing the front, I started to work on the back. I went with the second render and then started experimenting with some blood splatter because, you know, Slayer is a vampire, but that shit didn't work, like, at all. After the failed experiment, I applied a black and white layer to Slayer and started erasing the layer mask around the red area, such as his tie and the cross on his suit, to bring it out and give the render some color instead of it just being grayscale. Once the erasing is finished, I started experimenting again, but this time with both text and the placement of the dandyism mark, which I eventually decided to cut out in favor of just the text. I both pulled up Behance and Google searched for quotes on dandyism for some inspiration, and also ended up on the font, eventually to search for Gothic fonts. I settled on two fonts for the text, those two being Dirty Crown for the big Slayer text at the bottom and Crimson Red for the quote. Just made some small adjustments and tried some last minute experimentation. I'll let the video speak for itself. Alright, now the design is finished, or so I thought until I started working on the thumbnail for this video. The main color for everything looked way too orangish after taking a second look, so I decided to color correct all the elements to a darker red, and now with that being said, the design is finished. The project dimensions are 1920 by 1080 and this design in total took about 3 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll actually remain active with uploads on this channel, so be on the lookout. With that being said, I'm signing off. Stay creative, stay dandy, peace.